Hello there and welcome to another product review with Beads Jar. I'm Natalia and today I'm going to be showing you these fabulous quick start peyote little tools that you can use. Now they are actually cards that have been laser cut and they allow you to create peyote stitch perfectly every time, and if you are new to beading then you will know if you've tried peyote stitch that it can be a little bit of a fiddly thing getting started with peyote. If you are already an experienced seed beader, then you'll know that starting your first line of peyote, you'll kind of you'll have found your way with it, but it's not always the easiest thing to do once you get going. So these cards are an absolute miracle. These are designed by Deb Moffat Hall. And they come in different sizes. So this particular one is for size 8 seed beads. We also have them for size 11, which I have been using. And then we have them also here in the size 8 cylinder bead size, okay? So what do you get in these fabulous packs? Well, what you have are these little laser cut, as I said, miracle cards. Now she's thought of everything with these. You get 3 of them inside each pack and they've got rounded corners on them. And the thing with rounded corners is when you're using a thread and a needle, the thread just wants to attach itself to anything that has a corner or an angle on it. So if you're like me, you sit beading and then suddenly you find that your thread has attached itself to the corner of your desk. It's attached itself to a pair of scissors or a pair of pliers, and it's really annoying. So Deb's taken these corners off, and what a brilliant, genius idea that is. You'll see that you've got these, if I move those out of the way, these little holes here, and they enable you to begin your stitch off, and then you've got little holes there, a precision cut to allow you to put your needle through. So you get 3. Now, one of the things that I thought when I opened the packet to start with was, oh, right, so I'll tear them off when I've finished, but actually you can reuse them. I'm going to show you how. So one pack could keep you going for a very long time. So what also comes within these handy little packs is your instruction leaflet, and it is very, very comprehensive. So what she does is she talks you through how to get started, and I'm going to run through a couple of the steps in here and just show you how easy it is to use these. And then she shows you even count peyote and what to do if you do odd count peyote. And so she takes you through how to create your first row and then how to add subsequent rows. And so they can be used all over and over again, because what you would simply do is to unpick the first row of stitches that you created. So each card stitches a panel up to 22 beads wide, and if you have a smaller amount of beads, then you just simply fold your card so that it's not clumsy and getting in your way. So I'm going to take one of the cards here, and I'm just going to show you. Actually, I'm going to take the size 11 because I have some size 11 beads, and I'm going to use that. So you just take your little card and you fold it exactly in half, and it does this really easily anyway because it's got these holes cut into it. Now what you don't want to do is to start creasing it with your nail. You just want to have it folded so it's got a bend in it. It's going to stay there, but that it's not, that's a really sharp crease. That's important because you want to preserve these. You don't want to ruin them. And when you're doing this, you can see that you get this almost like little teeth that your beads are going to sit within. Going to sit really perfectly within there. So what the next thing you'll need is a beading needle and thread, which I've got here, and a stop bead. So I've got a little stop bead here. I'm just going to thread it on in the normal way that I would. Leave a little tail there, and I'm just going to make a knot in that. to attach my stop bead to my thread, leave the tail as long as you wish to have it. And the first thing that you're going to do is, you can see that you've got a little hole here on the right hand side. So you're going to take your needle up through that hole and take it all the way through until your stop bead just stays there in place. The other great thing about this is that the tail's out of the way and the stop bead's not hanging around creating lots of obstacles and opposition for you as you're trying to bead, which I think is a really, really good idea too. Next thing I'm going to do is to get some coloured beads in size 11. So let's take these red ones so I can show you very clearly how this works. So just pop some beads down there. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to take your needle down through that very first hole at the top of the bend of the card. Just make sure your stop bead's still in place there. And then you're going to take your needle up through that first sort of little tooth. And you're going to get yourself a seed bead. And then you're going to go back down through the same hole that your needle came up through. Now, this is the bit where you have to fold the card and hold it in place so that your bead doesn't fall through, because it will. If you open your card, your bead will slide through the hole that opens up. And then you're going to come back up through the next hole. And then you're going to do another bead and go down. So those little beads will just sit within those teeth. I'm going to do one or two more of these and then show you how the second row looks. It's really fascinating. So remember, you're just going up and down through the same hole. So we'll do an even count for these. Okay, when you get to the end, I'm just doing 4 of those. I'm going to turn it round. And that then enables us to start our next row because we've got our peyote ready to receive the next row of beads. So this is where it is absolutely brilliant. Normally I'd be fiddling about and I'd be holding on to the beads. So then what you need to do is to just come up here, grab a bead, and then you're going to go through the bead that's already there. And you're just going to keep going along because your beads are already in place. And I hope that you can see just what a nifty little tool this is. Look at that, it's creating those rows for you without you having to have any bother. And I just really love it. And I really wish that I had, when I started learning seed beads, that I had come across this particular tool. As simple as it is absolute genius. My thread's catching there. Okay, and you can see how the peyote stitch is building, so you just turn it round again and then off you go, creating your next row. And I've got one that I did, and I've done these in this kind of green colour, but you can see just how quickly and simply it creates a lovely line of peyote, all very even. And then when I want to preserve this card, I want to reuse it, all I do is just go through and unpick where I've got my stop bead, unpick that last row, and it's really worth it because then you get to keep the card. If you're in a hurry, you can tear it off, although I wouldn't advise it. It's probably worth just spending a couple of minutes unpicking. So all in all, a really great tool to add to your toolkit. I hope that you've enjoyed watching this tutorial today, and please do come back and watch some more product reviews, and make sure that you subscribe to our channel so you don't miss out on any of the new things that we'll be bringing you. Bye for now.